And so they're just tying us up right now like a spider ties up a fly before it takes its time having that meal. It likes to terrorize the fly. It likes to come over and pet on it and kiss it a little. Get that, because spiders, I guess, kind of like psychos, they like that smell of fear. And then you plunk the fangs in. And just, but see, first you pump in a little venom to just have it all kind of liquefy out. But they don't bite the head. They like to keep it alive. The spider knows just how to bite to keep it alive. If it's barely alive, like a zombie. And then after it's been terrorized and paralyzed for a couple days, it comes over and it sinks the fangs in and has a meal. That's so liberal, though. So, Millie, what do we do about those?
Well, really and truly, parents, first and foremost, can get their kids off of these platforms and don't let them be on these platforms unattended. It's easy to do it. I know we're inundated with technology, but there have been several times where, I put on a YouTube video for my son to watch, educational toddler, based programming. Next thing you know, a Google ad comes on and it's got a transgender man walking around in heels talking about his homosexual lifestyle. And I'm like, what is going on? I walk in and there's an ad playing for my 3-year-old.
Millie Weaver, there's a lot to get into, the wall, the crisis, the national emergency, everything else. But the truth is, they're coming for our kids. And if we let a bunch of twisted, mentally ill, college trash, I'm not saying everybody's bad went to college, but if we let a bunch of just ne'er-do-well control freaks from college and all these other groups literally march in and take our kids, then we deserve what we get. But the problem is, even those of us that say, keep away from my kids, they say, you're not keeping us away. We didn't take things over for no reason. We're going to put our hands on them and we're going to have sex with them. So, I mean, what do you make of this and where this is going?
Well, I think that Google and their subsidiaries have been participating in the sexualization of our children, which we can get more into on the other side of this break that's coming up. But what I'll tell you is that an FTC complaint has been filed over Google having inappropriate apps for children that have ads that pop up that show sexualized images of girls and violent advertisements to children. So big tech has a role in sexualizing our children. All the while, they are censoring political speech and satire.
Well, exactly. No, they want to censor us so they can then go after all the kids and literally ruin they want their souls. Google wants to rape your children's soul. It makes me so upset, Millie Weaver, that this type of stuff is going on, and you have the total sexualization of children. They admit they're doing it. They're doing more and more horrible things every day out in front of us. And you reminded me of, hell, 6 months ago, there was a big study done of Google and YouTube particularly, thousands of advertisers and sites with sexualization and showing children porn, basically. But it was cartoon porn, and adults having sex with children, but it's cartoon. And law enforcement wants it made illegal. Well, what should be illegal is pushing it on kids. I mean, even if it's a cartoon and a child wasn't actually abused, it's being used to teach children that that's what you do is you have sex early, and with an adult, it's the most abusive, evil crap. And then I went and looked at the study and the articles, and they even pulled some of it up earlier. And I said, take it down. And again, this is being shown to children. I will not show this on an adult show. And by adult, we're not trying to be adult in that we want to show racy stuff. This is what they're doing to our kids, man. And yeah, it's embarrassing to look at it. I mean, it makes me want to attack people. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take action against them politically. But Millie, you have a great son. You've got another child on the way. Congratulations, you and Gavin.
Thank you.
And it just, being a parent, it makes you even more freaked out. And to see how big this is and to know that big tech in general, I remember it came out like 10 years ago that an internal Sumner Redstone document came out at Viacom. And they said, we have successfully at MTV and Nickelodeon lowered the age of sexualization to 10. We're going to even target lower to not just the tweenies, but down to age 5 with full sexualization. because we found if we brand them to a sexual thing, that sexual appetite can then be branded to specialty brands we create. So beyond just pure evil wanting to have sex with kids, they are abusing them to traumatize them to then create a neurotic fetish that is branded and trademarked by Viacom to control them throughout life as a customer. Because, yeah, I bet a kid remembers the first person to have sex with them, okay, especially if it's underage and pedophilia and brutal. So if you mentally rape the child under trauma-based mind control, that's what this is MKUltra. If you do that, you then have them for life addicted to the product that was associated with it. Now that is evil. Millie.
You know, parents need to be careful about what apps they're allowing their children to download on their tablets and smart devices. I know I myself have allowed games to be put on my phone for my young son to keep him occupied in stressful moments. And what happens is that these games may seem innocent, but they have ads in them. And that's where this complaint is arising. Now, this advocacy group has filed a 100-page complaint with the FTC asking to hold Google accountable and investigate Google over these apps. These are apps that are recommended for children under 8 years of age, and they're having advertisements that show children sexualized in the ads. It says one game has over 10 million downloads, and it features ads of sexualized images of young girls. They also have ads that show and promote gambling, alcoholic beverages, violent video games. Another game allegedly models harmful behavior, such as teaching children to clean their eyes with sharp instruments. This is what's happening right now on Google
I'm sorry.
platforms.
That's the other big obsession, is teaching them how to commit suicide and cut and harm themselves. It's not like there's a few things there. I'm not even trying to see this stuff on the internet, and I see it all over the place. It's just being force-fed at adults, too. And, of course, there's popular, I forget what it's called, where hot women are mean to dogs and cats. And again, it's very popular to have your eyes burn out with Drano by liberals. And by the way, if you're a new listener, I'm not joking. If you're a radio listener, we're putting all this on screen. I wish to hell we were making this up. We're not making this up.
It's demented. And all the while, we have these Google and their subsidiaries like YouTube having advertisements which are inappropriate on kid-based channels on YouTube. The kids are being exposed to disturbing content. Meanwhile, YouTube and Google are focusing all of their censorship capabilities and efforts into censoring adults engaging in political speech and political satire.
Well, of course, if you're a group,
real issue.
If you're pushing this child harming, you know, basically devil worship, child rape, and you're a bunch of satanic demons in San Francisco flying around in private helicopters, you know, above zombies and human feces everywhere, then of course you want to ban people trying to stop. Of course the pedophile networks are trying to stop us defending the children. I mean, they mean business. They're like a wolf coming for our kids, and they're saying, you're going to shut up? Look, if you come in a house and you're going to torture some people to death or rape their kids, you first like to tie them up. Psychos like that. And so they're just tying us up right now like a spider ties up a fly before it takes its time having that meal. It likes to terrorize the fly. It likes to come over and pet on it and kiss it a little. Get that, because spiders, I guess, kind of like psychos, they like that smell of fear. And then you plunk the fangs in. And just, but see, first you pump in a little venom to just have it all kind of liquefy out. But they don't bite the head. They like to keep it alive. The spider knows just how to bite to keep it alive, so it's barely alive like a zombie. And then after it's been terrorized and paralyzed for a couple days, it comes over and it sinks the fangs in and has a meal. That's so liberal, though. So, Millie, what do we do about this?
Well, really and truly, parents, first and foremost, can get their kids off of these platforms and don't let them be on these platforms unattended. It's easy to do it. I know we're inundated with technology, but there have been several times where, you know, I put on a YouTube video for my son to watch, educational toddler, you know, based programming. Next thing you know, a Google ad comes on and it's got a transgender man walking around in heels talking about his homosexual lifestyle. And I'm like, what is going on? I walk in and there's an ad playing for my 3-year-old. So this is what's happening right now. Google's allowing inappropriate, disturbing content to be displayed to children. All the while, they're censoring political speech, they're censoring political satire, and us adults, we're so caught up with defending our own right to speak and exist on these platforms that we're not even paying attention to and focusing on what they're indoctrinating.
And let me be clear, we for
with.
FCC rules have to blur video of what's shown to kindergartners and shown on YouTube to children. Under FCC broadcast rules, which I agree with, for obscenity, we cover it up properly. They show it to kids and it's okay. And like you said, you walk in and your 3-year-old son, who's a great guy I know well, is being bombarded by a man that wants to teach him about his sexual future. Your little baby that's totally innocent and smart and good, who would never, I mean, this is Google trying to rape your son's brain.
And they're doing it through their advertisements. That's the irony here. They use it. See, it's not the video. You click the video's fine. It's not the app. You download the game, it's fine. It's through the advertisements on that game and through the advertisements on the video. And so that's where they get you. They sneak it in there and the parent doesn't notice it. So how many apps do you have on your phone or your smart device that your children are playing on that you have no clue that these violent and sexualized ads are popping up and the kids are just seeing it?
If you read ancient Roman history, Jewish history, any history, there's cycles where this happens and everyone goes crazy and starts raping kids. And finally, normal people stand up and you know what happens. Everybody gets put to the sword that was doing this. And we're going through this cycle again. It's really frightening.
It is frightening, and we've seen more and more the LGBTQ community try to slowly posture to protect the pedophilic community. And what I'm going to say is that's a really bad move. I know most of the LGBTQ people who are decent humans are against pedophilia. Most people in general are against pedophilia. And anyone that's going to try to defend that as a sexuality or something that should be protected, they're on the losing side of humanity. They're on the losing side because, you know, humans, parents, we are not going to stand for that. We are going to stand against that with everything we have.
And again, if you were a mother or father and you were at the park or you were at the mall or you were at the roller rink or you were at church and a man walked over or a woman and started talking to your 6, 7-year-old and pulled out a dildo and said, I'm going to teach you about penetration, that person will be lucky if their neck didn't get broken. But because it's on TV, it's cute and funny. No, it's not. And it's a damn cult. And they've got a lot of useful leftist idiots, like you said, that aren't even into it, who participate believing it's a civil right. They're being used for all this. And obviously, not everybody involved in this is a pedophile. They're just total follower losers. You got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that if you control the children, you control the future. And the evil anti-human agenda to destroy innocence and destroy our children by George Soros and others must be stopped. Millie Weaver, I don't sit there and see some new horrible thing the left has done and go, oh, great, this I can really talk about this and make them look bad. I mean, I was like that 20 years ago about Republicans and Democrats, but I didn't realize the proliferation of evil and how many cold-blooded marketers they've got on board. I mean, I've had some meetings with good marketers, some of the top people in the country. Had one yesterday with somebody that very famous, well-known in marketing, you know, up there at the top. And then I've had other meetings off record with people. And psychological warfare on our children and trying to get parents out of the way, everybody else out of the way to do this is it gets me at another level where I'm just going to tell the establishment, I'm not going to put up with your crap. And I'm not afraid of you, and I'm coming for you. And we're going to do this peacefully and politically. But everybody needs to understand that when I go to Congress, all I see is leftist and globalist. I don't see all the good old boys with their F-150s that are ready to fight the UN. The UN's in the schools teaching 5-year-olds how to shove footlongs in them. And I'm sorry to talk like that. That's what they're doing. So everybody needs to get up off their ass and do something. And that means me included. Get it off the screen. Don't show it to me. I'm serious. Take it off. Take it off. I'm at the crew. Millie, you're a mother. I mean, how do you and your husband, Gavin, how do you guys handle this too? Because I know what you're talking about. It's like the children's programs, and Disney's been caught with all the subliminal sex stuff all over it. And the stuff they're in the left and these people, these are freaks, man.
It's everywhere. It's on Netflix. It's on YouTube. It's on all of these mainstream video platforms. Meanwhile, like I said, conservatives are being banned, but they'll allow sexualized graphic content to be displayed before children, really. And, you know, that reminds me of a recent article here where Netflix actually recently banned a political satire episode because Saudi Arabia was upset about the episode. You know, that just goes to show that these markets they're trying to appeal to are more important than actual free speech and, you know, censoring the right kind of content, because you don't want sexualized content for children, but at the same time, we should value political satire.
Well, again, it's obscene. You don't put on TV people eating crap.
No, you don't put that. So essentially, Netflix has chosen global markets like China, Saudi Arabia over free speech. Now, what's interesting here is this show, which was called Patriot Act, which was a political satire show on Netflix, I guess it upset the Saudi Arabian government. Saudi Arabian government complains to Netflix. Netflix removes the episode.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That just goes to show
the
our
only
content
thing outlawed is standing up for women. The only thing outlawed is men being strong. The American Psychological Association said this week, masculinity in its classic form is evil and a mental illness. Yes, men standing up against pedophiles is evil to pedophiles. And then Netflix has all these shows about sex with little kids and how great it is. And where they interview real little girls that have been raped and how much they enjoyed it or whatever. And then, I mean, I can't handle it anymore. It's the most insane crap. Millie, I want to continue talking to you, but we have Cassandra Fairbanks joining us. So I'm going to talk to her a few segments, and I want to bring you back and get into the border with you if you can do it. If not, I understand. We'll be right back. Pray for these children, folks. Get on your knees to God and just say, I don't know what to do, God, but use me as a vessel to somehow stop this. Let's go to Wild Man in Illinois. Thanks for holding and about to say Happy New Year. Go ahead.
Alex, yeah, going into 2019, what Trump's got to do to save America, he's got to declassify FISA, expose the corruption, arrest the traitors, and arrest the pedophiles. That's how he saves America. My opinion, an over-the-road trucker, hardworking, honest man, that's what I believe.
I agree. Victory or death. He's now, looks like he's cleaning house. He's getting rid of all the double agents. And the word is Trump is going to go into battle now. We're talking he's going to strike back against the censorship. He's going to strike back against the pedophile rings. It's already begun. He's going to strike back against the deep state. He's going to strike back against all the criminal activity of Comey and Mueller being Russian operatives. So just get ready.
I'd say, another note, I've spent over $3,000 in your store this year. I'm a loyal supporter, and thanks for great products.
Brother, let me tell you something. I want to thank you. If folks like you didn't stand with us against the incredible Hillary Clinton and Soros attacks, which they admit they're running, we would not be here now. They're taking Michael Savage off the air. They're taking everybody. They took Franklin Graham off Facebook. They need to get us all off the air before they make their move on Trump. That's why this is a war. And you supporting us is incredible. Which products do you like the best?
Man, I use the bodies. I got so many of the T-shirts that ain't even funny. I got your stickers posted on my hard hat, on my GPS, my truck. I tell truckers about you over the CB Airways all across the country. I spread the word about you. I wear your clothes, your hats, your shirts, you name it. Multitude of products.
How much love do you get versus hate do you get?
You know, it's people skeptical, but like it's probably about 50-50 or 60-40 your way. It's just so many people got their head in the sand out here.